it's Allie. I have had a couple requests for another kind of watercolor video. This time I want to talk about Ecoline Watercolors and Peerless Watercolors. These are two different, they're watercolors, but they're different forms. Like transformer. They're not your average watercolor in a tube or a pan. They're literally watercolor and like a piece of paper kind of a thing. So this video, I wanted to kind of label watercolors part 3 because number 1, I didn't have the Ecoline yet, and I did not talk about the Peerless watercolors because I don't use them in my journal as backgrounds, but I do use them in my journal for like artsy fartsy stuff. So this video is gonna just, am I repeating myself? I'm repeating myself over and again. So stay tuned. Can y'all see that? This is my kind of my part 3 watercolor video. And the watercolors that I am showing are a bit different. They're not your regular type of watercolors. They are literally water that's very highly concentrated in color. And these guys, which are called Peerless watercolors, that come on this like paper stuff. And I don't use these for the backgrounds of my journaling because it would take a lot for this to cover any amount of space in my journal. And they're kind of expensive. And the whole purpose to me of these is the convenience of having a palette on the go. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. I'm having so much fun with these Ecoline watercolors. A lot of times you'll see hand brush people using these because it's basically consistent color and fluidity, if that is a word. I have a picture or a card here. I've been practicing. I'm not very good right now, but I'm gonna take a class here soon. But I mean, it's so pretty. It's so pretty how you can write with a brush and have this brush lettering with these colors. It's very consistent. Like I said, I've done it before. I've tried. Okay, don't fall. Okay, I want to show you. This is how much I've been practicing, so you can see that it's not like I'm just this magical, oh, I'm amazing and everything or something. No, I have practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced. In this notebook, I have practiced like crazy. And anyway, this watercolor that I'm using here was from that the big pat with like the little, this one, let me find it. This one. And it's kind of hard to find a consistent, you know, see, I think I Instagrammed this one. A consistency in the water and the color, because it's like you aren't gonna always pick up the same amount of water, and you're not, I mean, you kind of have to make sure you're swirling the brush to the same amount. It's just hard to be consistent. But I mean, I've been practicing so much. Then I also tried some of my Daniel Smith, and I also tried like this pen that was an embossing pen with some embossing, which is kind of cool. So I've just been practicing like crazy, the hand brush stuff. I'm very excited to be starting my class. But anyway, that again, it's hard to get those watercolors to be consistent for your brush lettering. So a lot of people use these watercolors, and they're called Ecoline. So obviously that's what we're doing this about. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit not frazzled, but having a hard time focusing today. And I don't know if that's because I need to eat something or I don't know. Anyway, so let me show you. This obviously is liquid form, and it is highly concentrated. Like, you really could probably dilute these if you wanted to do some art with them, but I just dip them and go because I like the brightness of them. So I know how to do hello decently, so I will show you. So I just dipped my brush in there, and I had not wet it before. This might be embarrassing. I don't know. We'll see. But do you see how like consistent it is? It's not like, I don't know. It's like it is what it is, which is wonderful. So there you go. Hello. It's so joyful. This is like my joy. Oh no, see, my brush was a bit dry right here. So let's just fix that. Now it's really wet, but I mean, it's a little bit of an art, get it, art, to figure out the pressure and even all that stuff. So yeah, so I kind of messed up because it was so liquid here. And I'm just doing it on printer paper. Yeah, and I don't care if it goes through to my table because the more the merrier, in my opinion, of the color. So yeah, that is the Ecoline. I have not used them for like art stuff. I'm literally just strictly using them for my hand brush stuff. So, and I'm not very familiar, honestly, with the brand. I mean, I'm sure other people can, you know, tell me what to do. But I'm having fun. And that's the point, right? To have fun. So yeah, I'm just having fun playing around with different things. Now, as far as the cost of them, you can get them on Amazon for $11 with free shipping, or there's the actual company that sells them on Amazon has them on their website. I think it's for $6 and something. And I was like, oh yay, goody, it's cheaper. But then I looked at the shipping and I was like, holy mackerel, like, I mean, they're kind of heavy. They're like 30 mils a piece, so they're a few ounces a piece. So the shipping, if you're getting a few of them, it's like, it could be a couple pounds or something, you know. I mean, for sure that's a pound. So the shipping is what's going to get you, whether you go through Amazon or I think it's called Hyatts. I will link it down below. I'll link both, the Amazon link and the actual store, so where you can purchase these if you'd like to. This is kind of a little bit of a novelty. I mean, I'm wanting to get into hand lettering because I'd like to start I want to start giving away through my Patreon page some journaling cards and stuff. And also I want to start making some stickers, and I really want to do everything from start to finish. I don't want to use anyone else's fonts. I would like to use all of my own stuff, so it's super unique. There's some right there, look at that. But anyway, that is the Ecoline Watercolors. And so I really don't know much about them other that they're extremely concentrated, and that I'm assuming you could dilute them if you wanted to do something for art. And so also too, if you see here, this is Ecoline that has kind of like dried out, and I even like experimented, and if you can reconstitute this with water and you can still go on with more. I mean, look at that. It is still vibrant as it was before. So I'm just extremely excited to be playing around with these. I will share more as I learn, but they're really new to me right now. So I'm sorry I don't have much more information on those, but we're getting there. This is brand new, hot off the press for me. So the next watercolor that I will share with you are Peerless. Oh goodness, Tozer, you're fine. These are called Peerless Watercolors, and I have them in order, so I really don't want to take them out like crazy. I will show you one of these, but Peerless Watercolors is a old school way of how they used to tint photographs back in the day. And it's technically not watercolor, it's technically dye. If you let the color dry, you can layer over it. Because of that characteristic of this watercolor, I don't like wasting them, if you will, on like a whole background page, but for art stuff and layering, I will totally use them. And this is where I found them, as I saw Jane Davenport, and I'm missing some, which is very sad. I'll have to find them and glue some in. But this is the palette that I have in Lovey. And so I made a palette using watercolor paper, and I covered it with some scrapbook paper, and I tipped in some acetate in the middle, which is great for like blending colors, or you know, and protecting one side from getting onto the other side when they're wet. That is what intrigued me. I was just so like, yes, to have watercolor on the go, where you can literally take your journal anywhere, take an aqua brush, you know, and you're good to go. And so like if you look in this page, I think it is this right here, I did with the Peerless Watercolor as I was just sitting at a wedding. My husband was jabbing Chatty Cathy after a wedding, and I was just sitting down enjoying the weather, and I did this little bunny with my Peerless Watercolors. And it's because I brought my journal and I had a aqua brush in my purse. I totally was able to pick up color and put it in there. So I'll kind of show you how that works. So let's do this. This is just a little aqua brush filled with water, and I got the Jane Davenport set because I think she's amazing and I like to support her. And I got it from Peerless website. I think it's like Nicholson's Peerless or something like that. So you just basically pick up a little color off the card with your brush, and you just paint away. And I really don't know what I'm painting, but you can see how I did that swipe and it's not blending anymore because it's dye. If this were watercolor, water would be able to penetrate that color and make it spread more. And so that's, again, the reason why I like this for other things, because you can layer. So like, for instance, let me see if I can get this. I don't think my heat gun is plugged in right now. Nope, it's not. So let's just do this. So watch, I'm gonna try to put like yellow over that, or like orange or something. Normally that would make poo-poo brown, right? But because it's dye based, you can go over it and it does not. I mean, I can even like swirl and it's not gonna make poo-poo brown. Isn't that crazy? That's why I like these. I mean, it's not quite dry, so that's why that's doing that. But I mean, you can do so much fun things like layering. Like if I were to do another cover, I would use Peerless instead of watercolor because I like to layer. And so yeah, that is the Peerless Watercolors. They are expensive. I think I paid around $60 for them. I mean, to me, again, it's not like it's kind of a novelty thing that you can have in your journal. I think the joy that they've brought me has been completely worth it. So I am so happy that I bought them. And I understand when people look at me, I'm so like, it's okay. I'm just like 2-year-old going here, but that's all right. I don't care. Who cares? I will always know that these little flowers were the flowers that I made when I was making my little YouTube video. I feel like it's awesome to use what you have. Like, obviously, yes, use what you have. But if there's something, to me, if there's something that you can go further with your art or that brings you joy, then oh my goodness, like invest in that because it's going to bring you joy. They're definitely not like something that every single person is going to want to have, but they're fun and they bring a lot of joy to my life because I just take Lovey with me and I'm good to go. So I hope that was a little bit of information on the Peerless and the Ecoline watercolors. Again, I don't use these as backgrounds at all for my journal. I have, however, I will share, I have used these Ecolines as kind of backgrounds to my journaling as far as the hand lettering. Like I'm hand lettering and then journaling over it, which has been really fun. I love doing that. I will probably do that more and more because it's so much fun. So, I mean, that's been really fun. I don't know how much I can say fun like a billion times, but anywho, so that's that. Ecoline, Peerless, different forms of watercolor, and technically this one's not watercolor, technically that's dye. Both are good to have if you want to kind of expand your horizons with different things in your journal. I know not everyone can start out with these, but down the road, if you get some birthday cash or Christmas cash, they're fun to have. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later. Bye! So anyway, I don't know what I'm saying because I'm so tired. I totally lost my train. Hold on.